Hi, I'm Kevin Bittaker, and this is the format over Who Am I? So, starting off with my family, I come from a family of about four kids, including me, with a little bit of a curveball. All my siblings are my half siblings, so I have an older brother who's about 32, and he just got married over this past November and had his first kid. And then my eldest sister, her name's Megan, and she just turned 30, and she has one kid, and is pregnant with twins right now. And then my other sister, Lauren, she's 24 and she currently has two kids and got married a couple years ago. And so we put a pretty significant age gap. I'd say I'm closest with my oldest sister. So, what made me who I am today? So, I feel like my family and a lot of my friends, of course, obviously made me who I am today through socialization through school and everything. But some significant events would have to be my father, who was a heavy alcoholic, and he suffered a heart attack and a series of seizures when I was in fifth and sixth grade. And I feel like that shaped my interest into the medical field and helping people, as well as being able to help kids who are vulnerable in the same position that I was in when I was younger. And I'm sure kids that have it much worse than I did. Another important thing about my household is I have two dogs and two cats, and those are my probably my favorite things in all my entire life. So here's an intro to my story. Here's my mom, my father, who's also a senior, so I'm a junior. My family and my community support system. And so my current story. So going over my personality, I'd say I'm an outgoing, resilient, hardworking, kind, and extremely caring person. Some of my core values have to be my friends and family. I'll always support them, and I know they'll always support me. Helping people, that's exactly why I'm in the medical field. And even if I wasn't, I know I would go something along the lines of helping people because I already have a backup major just in case something bad happens. And then helping the planet, of course, I always want to help the planet and not even help people, but also help the planet as well and the other animals and creatures that are on it. And then some of my passions include hanging out with friends. I love being able to see my friends every day. Staying fit. I played sports a majority, about 80% of my life. So that's one thing I'll always do is stay fit. Walking my dog at the park, I love doing that, and I miss doing that every day. Traveling, I was big traveling. My mom worked at the airline, so I got to travel a lot when I was younger. And then volunteering, I like helping those in need and just doing whatever I can. So more of my current story. The questions that I'm going to be answering are the ones that are in bold. So, what intrigues me most about college? So obviously I'm intrigued about my major that I'm entering, which is nursing, obviously. However, the part that interests me the most is the social aspect of coming to college. You're taking thousands of kids that are from completely different backgrounds, most from someone from different countries, and you're putting them all into this brand new environment in which they basically know nothing about. And I relate it like a lot to parenting. There's no manual for either of those things, so you're just expected to adjust, learn, and adapt to everything that you're basically coming into. And so that's what interests me probably the most is the fact that all these kids get so nervous to go to this new part of life, but they don't think they realize that every other kid is doing the exact same thing. And so it makes it so much more easier to make friends just because everyone is such in a vulnerable position. And then moving on to the other two questions I'm going to be answering. The first one, do I embrace change or like being challenged with innovative ideas? This question I feel like all depends upon the situation. I do not mind change or being challenged with innovative ideas. I actually love it. It allows me to engage in critical thinking and work outside what I already know. However, a change that I don't like is coming to college, for example. I'm a pretty scheduled person and I like routine and everything like that. So coming to college completely like uplifted me from what I'm used to and everyone else, especially for the fact that we knew what we were doing for the past 4 years in high school. Every year we knew what to expect and so on and so forth. But coming here, we had no idea what we were gonna do. Some of us didn't even know our major. And so it was just difficult because our world was completely changing and we had to adjust basically to a whole new life here with no guidance. And so that's like a change that I don't really like just because I am a very scheduled person and I like knowing what I'm doing. And here I had no idea what was going to happen. And then how do I stay motivated? Staying motivated has always been pretty easy for me, I feel like. One of the things I feel like that helps me stay motivated is I'm a big competitor. And the thing about college is I feel like it's a lot of competition because you want to be one of the best of the best. Because I want to be one of the best for the most part because I want to know I have people's lives in my hands. So knowing exactly what I need to do and being I obviously, like I just said, the best. It feels like I can just actually help people and give the care to the people that they need, and they can have their trust instilled in me. And then another thing is that being here, they're not going to pick the average student. I want to be the one that stands out. I want to be the one that goes beyond and beyond in everything that they do. I also have goals in life that I eventually want to reach, and so to do this, I have to stay motivated to reach those goals because in the end, it's eventually all going to pay off. Then continuing my current story. So my first SMART goal. So my SMART goal for college success is to maintain an A in all of my classes for the semester, with the exception of one grade below an A. As of now, I've gotten an A in all of my exams I've taken, meaning that my studying habits, the work I've done, and the steps I've took to get here have worked so far pretty well. I'm also pretty ahead in most of my classes, and I believe this has allowed me to stay on pace as well as know the material when I'm supposed to. However, I feel like I can do more, and this is what I'm going to try and do, as well as maintain good grades, but also be more involved in whatever I can be. I'd just like to be more involved in more clubs, whether it's sport teams or just extracurricular activities. And then my second SMART goal, what do I want to be in terms of college and career success? So whenever I feel like I hear people talk about nurses or doctors, it's always in a derogatory manner. So whether it's, oh, I hate the doctors, or that nurse was so rude to me when I came for a checkup, something is always being said. I feel like that isn't as positive as it should be. So comments like this enrage me, and I've had experiences myself where I've encountered rude nurses. So my goal is to change the stigmatism placed on our healthcare professionals. I want to be the nurse and the doctor that makes someone go home and talk about how wonderful the experience they had. I want them to be able to build connections with my patients and not only ensure their health, but have a good connection with them, whether it's a long-term patient or just a one-time contact. Being able to change someone's day would mean the world to me. And my final SMART goal revolves around a career revolves around career, obviously. So it's kind of hard to make a short-term goal since it's over the span over 4 years. So I'm going to include short-term goals that will eventually get me to where I want to be. And the end all be all, I'd love to be a nurse practitioner, and some things that I could get to that would help me get there would be involved, become a patient care assistant, get some leadership positions in the nursing program, and explore my options, try and stand out, get the co-op programs, and honestly just do whatever I can throughout the nursing career and getting my BSN that I possibly can do to be one of those top standout kids. However, this is a tangible career goal. Ultimately, what I want when it comes to non-materialistic desires is I want to be happy where I am with my career. No matter what stage of life I am in, I want to be the person who's so excited to go to work every day and bring that positive mentality to the work environment. That is why ultimately I want to work on pediatrics, because as long as I can make those kids happy, I'm happy. Thank you.